up and realized it was the same blue plastic cup I'd carefully put back on the cabinet yesterday. There was no way thunder could have knocked it down from where it was.
It's a
I put
ghost.
it on the counter and stood there.
It's a freaking
confused, a bit
ghost.
shaken, looking around the kitchen, not knowing what to think. As I was standing in the kitchen, I heard a creak in the floor above me. The room above me was actually my bedroom. I went to the stairs and called up for James, but I instantly remembered he wasn't home. Maybe it was the thunder shaking the whole
There's
house.
someone in your freaking bedroom,
Still,
bro.
I had to check my room just for peace of
There's
mind.
someone in your
I
bedroom.
went up the stairs to my room and turned on the lights, given that all the rooms in the house were dark due to the weather. My room is square-shaped with 2 big closets. The room was clear, as were the closets. So I shut the light and
Is
went
someone actually in the house, or is this like, oh, duh. I just need to read the title again. Allegedly true paranormal. Okay, so this is not, well, this is not like a physical human in the room, like an intruder. Paranormal would mean it's like a ghost or something.
back downstairs. That night, when James got home, I had a discussion with him about the strange events that had been taking place.
It's a yes
He
ghost.
said he hadn't been aware of any of it. Still, nothing that happened up until that point was extremely unusual. For the rest of the night, things were normal, and I fell asleep with ease. I awoke at some off hour in the night. It was still dark. I checked my phone. It was 2 in the morning. I rolled back on my side and shut my eyes.
It's a ghost. Oh,
I
hell
heard the
no.
distinct sound of a finger tapping on a window. I could feel my heart in my throat.
Well, it's allegedly paranormal, so it could have been just a creepy man in your house knocking on your door like, yes. Maybe it wasn't a ghost. Maybe it was just a creepy man who broke into your room.
I didn't know why someone would be knocking at my window, but I didn't want to see who could be out there. But for some reason, it took
All
me
you hear
that
is
long to realize
yes
it was
in the
on
kitchen.
second floor of the house. Therefore, nobody could be on the outside of my window.
Heck no.
I pushed the sheets off my body and flipped to face the window. There was no one standing there on the inside, though. So I lifted the blind, and there was no one outside either. Still, I knew that I heard what I heard, and I knew I hadn't been imagining or dreaming it. I ran to my brother's room and started freaking out. I don't know whether he believed me or not. Quite frankly, I don't think I'd believe me if I hadn't experienced it. I slept in the living room that night, and it's been 3 weeks now without any paranormal incidents. I never believed in the supernatural until this happened.
Guys, I honestly feel so boring. Like, when it comes to paranormal stuff, I've never had any, like, creepy-ass paranormal stuff happen to me personally in my life. Maybe some of you guys have some creepy stories, but I don't have any, like, personal creepy ghost stories in my life. I guess ghosts think I'm boring. They leave me
I
alone.
once took a road trip from New Hampshire to Florida. I had to stop at a hotel to sleep overnight when I was about halfway there. It was some old, somewhat dilapidated hotel that rested off the highway on a
Sup,
quiet
Victor?
road. There were like 2 cars in the parking lot, so there were definitely not a lot of guests. The lady at the front desk was very robotic and seemed bored with her job. She seemed to fit the atmosphere of the hotel perfectly. The lobby was full of tacky
Robotic.
chairs and tables you'd expect to find put out on the curb. The wallpapers were all dated and equally tacky. Didn't matter though, I wasn't staying there for the luxury. Just for the night and for the convenience. It was late when I checked in.
That looks like a very nice, cozy hotel room. Little outdated, but it looks cozy.
So when I got in the room, all I did was take out my toothbrush and brush my teeth before jumping into the hotel bed. I turned out the lamp next to the bed and tried to go to sleep, not looking forward to the long day of driving I had ahead of me the next day.
What's up, Space Invader?
Suddenly, there was a knock at the door. I looked at the bedside clock to be sure that it was almost midnight.
Right,
I went to
underground.
the door and looked through the peephole. Apparently the peephole didn't work though, because I couldn't see out into the hallway through it. All I saw was black. I looked down at the crack under the door, but didn't see any outlines of feet blocking the light. So I opened the door just a little bit to peek into the hallway. When I didn't see anyone standing in front of the door, I opened it fully and then peeked down both sides of the hallway. It was clear. So I had to suddenly question if someone in this relatively vacant hotel
That is a creepy ass hallway. I don't know about you guys. That's just like an uncanny, unsettling looking hallway. I would not want to be at this hotel.
Was pranking me. I shut the door, locked it with the bolt this time, and went to lay back down in the bed. But then it happened again, a knock at the door. This time I jumped out of the bed, ran to the door, and checked the peephole again. Shockingly, all I saw was the empty hallway outside. But it hit me. This time I could actually see through the peephole. I unbolted the door and opened it. No one. I looked down both sides of the hallway again, and there was no one.
Why does Mr. Nightmare always have the creepiest background music? It's like oh no.
This was where I drew the line. I grabbed the key to the room and
A
went to the lady at
headless
the front
zombie?
desk.
That'd be creepy.
I told her someone kept knocking on my door, and politely asked her to check the cameras to see.
Wait, imagine seeing a headless zombie running down the hall. Maybe it was Rita. Too soon. Too soon for that joke, guys. I'm sorry. I have a dark sense of humor. I apologize. I'm sorry, Rita.
Who it could be. She said they didn't have cameras in the hallways. Her reaction also wasn't what I was hoping for. She seemed very calm and disconcerted with what I told her. She said in a calm voice there was only one other guest in the whole building. Then she just stared blankly at me. I'm not sure how she thought her response properly acknowledged my concern or what she expected me to say, but I could tell she wouldn't be of any help with the matter, so I left her and went back to my room.
I know, underground.
This time I put on my headphones and put on one of those 10-hour sleep relaxation videos on YouTube.
Oh, those are nice.
This would not only help me get to sleep, but block out any possible future sounds from whoever was deciding to mess with me.
It's just a
And it
prank,
worked.
bro.
For a while at least.
Uh-oh, he's gonna hear a knock at the
Eventually,
door.
I flipped from my side to my back, just looked around the room. My head froze. And I
Oh,
was staring at the
hell
corner.
no.
I sat up to try to get a closer look at what I thought
What
I
in
was
the
seeing.
demon is
I
that?
swear it looked like a giant humanoid figure, like a 10-foot
Too
tall
soon?
human,
Oh, God.
standing right in the corner, head to the ceiling. When I put that image together,
Well, I
in my
mean,
head,
realistically, it's not too soon, Underground. I mean, I think she died in 2019, so it's been like 4 years. I just watched the video a little bit ago, but technically Rita's been gone for years, so is it really too soon? She's been gone a while. I don't know.
I felt a sudden rush of horror in my body. I jumped across the bed to flick on the lamp, but when the room lit up, there was nothing in that corner of the room. I simply sat there with my heart beating probably 200 beats per minute.
Have you guys ever had like a jacket or a hoodie that like you hung on your closet door or like a pile of clothes or something in your room? That's what this reminds me of. Like this guy thought he saw like someone standing there, like the outline of someone. I've like hung my jacket on the door before, or there's like a pile of laundry or clothes and the lights are off and it looks like a person standing there, but you flick the light on and it's just like your jacket hanging on the door, or it's like a pile of laundry. Do you guys know what I mean? Has that ever happened to you? Where you think there's like someone in your room and it's just like a jacket on the door or like a pile of laundry or something?
I gave myself a couple minutes to
I once thought someone was sleeping on my floor. Scared me, lol.
calm down before shutting the light back off and laying back down on my side. I still had the headphones in my ears playing the relaxation video. It helped calm me down a little bit. I didn't last even 2 minutes without sitting back up and examining the room again, however.
I would leave the light on,
There it
bro.
was in the corner. What looked to be a 10-foot tall humanoid figure.
10?
I crawled to the edge of the bed to get as close a look as I could before practically shitting myself.
Bro, why do you keep I'm sorry. There's two things wrong here. If I was seeing some 10-foot tall humanoid creature in my hotel room, first of all, I would frickin' turn the light on. I would sleep with the light on, or I would be like, yo, can I request a different room? Why would you keep turning the light off? You guys know what I mean? If I was that freaked out, I would turn the frickin' light on in the room. I would sleep with the light on. I don't care if I'm 29 years old. I'll sleep with the frickin' light on if I'm scared. Call me a baby. I'm gonna sleep with the light on.
I saw what I was sure was a long arm at the side, moving. I dove to turn on the lamp again, and the corner was empty again. I didn't stick around that time. I packed up my few things in a matter of seconds and left the room.
Oh
Gave the
yeah,
key to the
underground
woman and said
fever
I'm checking
dream.
out early.
Freaking weird.
She didn't even say a word as I stormed out that front door of the hotel.
Oh, they're
Continued
good
driving
underground.
until
Hell
I found
yeah.
another hotel where I fell fast asleep with no supernatural
I need to get a
disturbances.
cassette player, but I listened to the CD. I need to listen to it again. It was like a week ago. Some underground shit for sure, man. I enjoyed it.
As a kid, I had a bedroom on the first floor. Money was a little tight, and our mom was taking care of 4 kids. I was the youngest, so I had the little room. My room was next to the living room, a small square room with wood flooring. There were 2 big vents in the floor in this room in 2 opposite corners, and also 2 vents in the ceiling. My bed took up half the room. Like I said, it was a very small room.
Oh, really, Ryan?
I'll keep it short and straight to the point. I was 13 years old doing my homework on my bed since I didn't have a desk in my room when I heard a child's laughter. I went outside my room to look around the living room and kitchen for any of my siblings.
Not the creepy kid laughter.
Everyone seemed to be upstairs though. Usually in these kinds of stories, you hear people say they just chalk these kinds of things up to their imagination. But that's stupid. I definitely heard that laughter. There's no way I imagined something so clear. I continued my homework, but with one ear perked up listening for any other suspicious sounds. Eventually enough time passed that I was able to move past it. In fact, it seems it was just about when I was able to get over it that I heard it again.
Oh,
Child's
gosh.
laughter. Or more so giggling, I should say.
That don't sound like
This
a
time it
kid,
went on
bro.
longer.
That don't sound
It
like a
wasn't coming
kid.
from outside my room. It was somewhere in the room.
Sounds like freaking
I figured
Pennywise.
one of my brothers were hiding from me. I followed the sound of the laughter, strangely to the corner of my room.
Thought the door was open,
And I
scared
looked down
me.
at the vent on the floor. It was coming from inside the vent. I got down on my knees and pressed my ear up to the vent. There was no more giggling at this point, though. When there was a silence for a few seconds, I lifted my ear from the vent and then put my eyes up to the vent to get a peek inside. It took me a second to realize I was staring at a pair of eyes looking back up at me.
What?
I shrieked like a girl and screamed for my mom.
Oh,
She came storming into my
hell
room
no.
moments later, but of course the noises were gone, as were the eyes. My mom thought I was going crazy due to a lack of sleep, but I refused to sleep in that room, so she let me sleep in her room that night. That went on for a week, actually, before she put her foot down. I spent the next 4 years in that same bedroom before we moved, and nothing paranormal ever happened to me since that one particular night.
Yeah, no. I wouldn't be sleeping in that room anymore. Hell no. Hell no.